I'll see you on the guide. In this video, I want to be making an arrow for small game. The tip I'm going to be using is a bullet casing. This one is a 223. I've got to cut the neck off of it. So the first thing I got to do is cut this arrow to length. I've already got the nock cut into it. So I'm just going to eyeball it against this other arrow. It's about 26.5 inches long, if you're curious. There's a marker right there with my thumb. And I'm going to go around it with the stone knife, scoring it all the way around. It's always easier to drag it rather than push it. Kind of like a chain. You ever try to push a chain? Alright, I got it scored all the way around. You can see that. Put your thumbs together like this and snap it. And that's how you cut it off. Let's see that. Alright, now I've got to go cut the bullet casing. I'll do that next. Kind of rough. I'm just going to take, and this is a pipe cutter, just has a reamer on the back of it. You can use knife or something else to ream it. I just want to get the burrs out of the inside of it so it'll fit over the shaft. Here is our shaft and our tip. It fits on just like that. A little bit of wiggle room, but that's not going to matter. We're going to take some pine pitch glue, heat it up. I've said it before and I'll say it again. An Indian is never without his bick. Gooping it in there. Don't have to look pretty right now. I'll clean it up later. A little bit on my finger. Stick that in there. Alright. I'm going to heat this up. Don't get it too hot so I don't burn my fingers. Just stick the shaft in there. That part is done. Next is the fletching. Alright, to process these feathers, I have a guide right here. If you look, this is where the tip of the feather goes. This is where the quill end goes. From here to there is its total length. And this one is just right. And I'm sure this one is too. Yeah, so the only thing I have to do, I don't have to cut it to length. Just set it up here and kind of guesstimate where I want to pull these feathers off. Do the same thing to this one. Match it up a little bit. Yeah. Pull it off. And I'm using, these are pheasant feathers. I buy wings online. And I will put a link to the pheasant wings if you want to get some. It's on eBay. Okay, next step. The back side. Now you always use my pocket knife for this. I cut it halfway. Okay. If you look real close, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but there's a line, kind of an indentation in the middle of this. I'm going to cut up to that indentation right here. Don't want to cut all the way through the quill, just up to the indentation, like that. Now, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to split the quill down the length of that indentation. And it don't take much. The reason I split that, because I don't want this to go all the way down and tear off my what's left of my fletching. So you just take that piece off. Alright, do the same thing to the other one. As you can probably tell, I do this a lot. Down. That one's a little thick. It'll break off. There we go. Now, we have our feather. Oh, a little straggler on there. There we go. We got our feathers done. We are ready for some sinew. I have some right here. I will be back when the sinew is ready. It won't take long. Now, the quills, quill end, this is the quill end, this is the tip. Quill end always goes in line with your knock. So, this is a 2-fletch arrow. I haven't mentioned it already. This is what my ancestors hunted with and went to war with. You got a little bit too much quill. I'm just going to trim them off. Oh, man. Don't you hate it when that happens? on your sinew breaks. Let me get a different piece. See, that's why I chewed 4 instead of 3. Alright, now that we have wheels in place, this one goes under, this one goes over, and it lines, it's like a quarter turn of the shaft. Alright, so start wrapping this in. Very simple and easy to do. A lot of people do this differently than I do. I'm just wrapping up a little bit further on the knock. Alright. There is a 2-fletched arrow. Eastern 2-fletched or Cherokee 2-fletched, however you want to say it. I prefer Cherokee 2-fletch. And that is it. Now after this dries, I'll give it a coat of glue. And then it's done. Well, I hope you found this interesting or entertaining or educational. Something. If you didn't, I'm sorry. That's how it goes. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. And like I said, I will put a link in the description below for the feathers and for the shafts. I bought that off of eBay too. So it's an American seller, and I believe he processes all the bamboo himself. So I'll leave a link in the description below. Until next time, we'll see you later.